All right, let me post the link for the people on Twitter that would like to join us in these sanctimonious late night boxing talks where we talk about things in the sport of boxing that are on our minds when we have time. Shoo-be-doo-be-doo, shoo-doo-be-doo-be, late night boxing talks, shoo-doo-be-doo-be, late night boxing talks, shoo-doo-be-doo-be-doo, is live. Ladies and germs, Jay, how you doing? Virtuoso, how you doing? And yeah, man, there's a lot of things going on that got a lot of people's attention. You know, one thing that's going on that seems to have a lot of people's attention is the current situation, the current discontent, the discourse between Gervonta Davis and what appears to be those who handle his career. And I said this in the video that I uploaded 1 or 2 uploads ago, that, you know, it's not unusual to see Gervonta Davis lashing out these little tantrums he's had. He's had them actually periodically over the years, you know, that, you know, they won't give him his split peas and applesauce, and he'll have a tantrum about it. And people will talk about it for a couple of days, but for the most part, nothing will come of it. Though what separates this situation from many situations that we've seen in the past is that Gervonta Davis is now saying that this is the final fight under his existing contract, that this may be his final fight as a Mayweather Promotions fighter, and that's why they want him to fight Rolly Frankenbeans Romero. And I mean, of course, that makes sense, you know, because they can't get Rolly to a title outside of their bubble. That's one thing. You know, if you went as far as signing this guy, it has to be for a reason. But realistically, you know, does Rolly Romero beat a Richard Comey? Does Rolly Romero beat a Devin Haney? And not that it matters, because you don't want to make a fight with Devin Haney anyway. You know, who does Rolly Romero beat in today's top 10 lightweights in the world? That being said, you know, they're keeping everything in-house, which we've come to expect. And really all promotional outfits do it, just some more than others, one more than everybody else. And it's like, well, you really can't get Rolly to a title. You know, like, you can't get Rolly to a title. But what you can do is feed him to Gervonta Davis. And you know, it makes sense what Gervonta is saying. But as far as just where the conversation has gone, will he so decide to leave Mayweather Promotions? I think about that, and I'm like, you know, some guys have the capacity for business. I'm not saying that he does or doesn't, but leaving would entail having the capacity to be a little bit business-minded, realizing that, you know what, you don't have to jump into bed with Matchroom. You don't have to jump into bed with Golden Boy Promotions, a Top Rank, or anybody. You can auction off your fights to the highest bidder, depending on which fight it is. If it's a fight with George, you see who you got to go to get some money for that. If it's a fight with Devin, well, you see who you got to go to get some money for that. Same with Ryan, same with anybody and everybody. That would be the way to play it. And I said that in my video. I said that. Rolly, man, that's the one and only. And you know, I don't want to make too much of it. I know that it's a conversation. I know it's in the news right now, but I don't want to make too much of it because, you know, who realistically expects him to leave Mayweather Promotions if this is the final fight of his Mayweather Promotions contract? How many of you out there, that is, are actually expecting him to leave Mayweather Promotions? I'm not going to say that he is. I'm not going to say that he isn't. I'm not going to make any bold proclamations. I'm going to just say that it's not really a story unless he leaves. If he leaves, then yes, it's a story. But if this is just another flare-up, another periodic flare-up, another spat between Gervonta and his handlers, well, we seen that before, so really ain't about nothing. I got the holy hoodie on. The Hester Christ, the priest, the Hester hoodie. Out here looking like the Count of Monte Cristo. Everybody's talking about you know, this situation that Tim Bradley feels that Terrence Crawford is being disrespected by these guys, and I said the same, that I think Terrence Crawford is being disrespected by these guys with their recency biases. Ryan Garcia is a little guppy at 140. He gets smacked. I share in that sentiment. You know, here's the thing. I don't want this to turn into let's all hate Jaron Boots Ennis kind of conversation, because I have nothing against Jaron Boots. So it's not about Jaron Boots Ennis. It's about the people who use his name and the people who want to use him to shield Errol Spence Jr. And they think that people like me can't tell. No, I can tell what you're doing. I can tell why you're all of a sudden hounding Terrence Crawford with the name of Jaron Boots Ennis when you should be hounding Errol Spence Jr. with the name of Terrence Crawford. If you're gonna hound, if you're gonna muster up the energy to advocate for a fight in the welterweight division, shouldn't that be the fight you're advocating for? The one involving these two guys, the ones we've been waiting to see fight each other for the last 4 years. I would think that if you're going to muster up energy to campaign and advocate for a fight, that would be the fight. Spence versus Crawford. But these guys think they're slick. They'll start advocating for Boots versus Crawford. And I know why. I said as much in my upload that I uploaded a couple of days ago, that the only reason you hounding Crawford with the name of Ennis because you know who Ennis is after. You know who belt he after, and it ain't Crawford's. I don't care about the sound bites. I don't care about the interviews. I don't care about none of that. What I know is he about to fight in the IBF final eliminator against Custio Clayton. And who's the IBF champion? Is it Terrence Crawford? No, it's Errol Spence. That's why y'all hounding Crawford with Jaron Boots Ennis. And I'm not going to knock Ennis because I like watching Ennis fight. So it ain't like I got to poo-poo on him to address y'all bullshit. You hounding Crawford with the name of Ennis like he's really after Crawford. No, he's after Spence. Say what you want in an interview. Quote whatever you want to quote. What I know is the fight he's about to have is an IBF final eliminator. Not a WBO final eliminator. An IBF final eliminator. And who is the IBF champion? You know what I mean? You're not slick, man. Y'all worried that what y'all really worried about is that Ennis is going to make Spence look crazy. Because at some point, if he beat Custio Clayton, knock him out, decision him, whatever he do. Next up, Errol the Tooth Spence. Errol the Truth. That's who he after. That's who mandatory he going to be. He going to be Errol mandatory. But you trying to make him Terrence Crawford's problem. I don't know what kind of silly ass shit that is, to be real with you. You don't want to see Errol fight Crawford, and you don't want to see Ennis fight Errol. You just don't want nobody to fight Errol, basically. That's what I see. You don't really want nobody to fight that dude, B. This shit is crazy. I was goody Chris, was goody Danny, Tim Shee, he Virtuoso in the building, Low Key New York is in the building, Dita's in the building, Antonio is in the building, son. Idell is in the building, Tim Shee, he is in the building. You know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody to fight Spence, bro. They don't want nobody to fight him. They don't want Crawford to fight him. They don't want Ennis. They don't want nobody to fight him, bro. They want him to pick and choose at his liberty with impunity when, look, dog, he ain't Canelo to where he got, like, I'm going to say the shit outright. Y'all want him to be the equivalent of Canelo, but he's not. You not that big time, dog. You not big time, bro. You not big time like that to where you not going to be held to certain standards. You are a one division champion. You've only been a champion in one division, all right? Your biggest fights, your best numbers, 360,000 with Mikey Garcia, those are Canelo Alvarez's worst numbers. On your best day, the most you could do is Canelo Alvarez's worst numbers. Because he did them kind of numbers with Lara and Angulo and Liam Smith. Just keeping it real with y'all, B. This is the shit that make people mad. This is the shit. But it's the truth. Am I lying? I looked up the numbers. Fuck looking up the numbers. I saw the fights. I know the numbers because I saw the fights. You know what I mean? Y'all don't want, them cats don't want Spence to fight nobody, bro. They don't. That's why they know what's going on. Like, they know, oh shit, Ennis is closing in on Spence. Let's start telling Crawford to take, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, B. Fuck out of here. If he's the money guy, the number one welterweight in the world, I don't even believe that shit, by the way, because how could the number one welterweight in the world have only fought once in the last 2 years? You can't maintain that spot on that kind of schedule. You know what I mean? But I will say, because I'm fair and balanced and the universe compels me to be that way, If Errol Spence Jr. can beat Yordenis Ugas in good fashion and become a 3-belt champion, he will likely be integrated into the Ring IQ pound for pound list. That will qualify it, that he's a 3-belt champion. Yeah. I'm not gonna deprive him of his credit for beating a champion, but I'm not fooled by it either. If you gotta do A, B, and C before D, it's because if you skip the D, you don't make it to A, B, and C. If you would have fought Crawford before Mikey, bro, you're not gonna make it to Mikey. They want that truth, bro. Dennis, shout out to Dennis. I don't remember another era in past of other me neither, bro. Honest to God, me neither. And it's because it's too many guys that want to be the business guy and don't want to be the fighter. Sometimes you got to follow in order to eventually lead. But in this era, you got too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Oh, we all business guys. All of us are suits. I got a promotional company. He got 3 promotional companies. He got 5. Like, bro, you got to crawl before you walk. You got to lead. You got to follow before you lead sometimes. Floyd got the way he got, and I don't want to sound repetitious because he was a workaholic, workaholic. You didn't have to beg this guy to get in the gym between fights. He never blew up in weight. He was on his shit. Well, I mean, he did come in a little over for the Marquez fight, but he was out for something like 2.5 years. And Marquez agreed to the shit, so I ain't going to cry nobody a river. I ain't going to cry nobody a river, dog. It's grown-ass men and they lawyers putting a John Hancock on a contract. If you agreed to that shit, you got to suck it up, bro. That's why all that rehydration clause. Listen, motherfucker signed that shit, right? So why are you crying about it? Shout out to JD Boxing. Takes a special type of person to rationalize ideas the way Spence fans do. Also, Jules, I think Gausha a decent boxer. I think he's another dried up 154. I mean, I gave my thoughts, my weekend picks for tomorrow's fights. For those, I'm not going to discuss them here in this video because, that's what the previous video was for. But, we'll see what happens, man. Boxing is sometimes a cruel and unpredictable mistress. Strange things happen, bro. Virtuoso says, if Earl and Bud finally fight each other, I promise you Crawford will hit Spence so hard, he gonna change his moniker to the Doof. Errol the Doof Spence. I'm gonna go back to talking my shit. See, when you have to be so selective, no, I gotta save Crawford for last. I gotta save Crawford. We know why you doing that. Them fights that you've had in the in-between time, in the interim, none of those fights was 50-50 fights. Nothing close to a 50-50 fight. I remember when the odds makers first put a price on that Spence versus Crawford fight. Crawford opened up the favorite. Not that the odds makers determine the outcome. No. But people know underneath it all what time it is. Like, bro, we know why you want to save Crawford for last. Because that's fucking Achilles right there, bro. He got the skills, man. The godlike skills, B. You just a boxer, bro. Crawford is a deity. You know what I'm saying? Godlike. Fing, fing, fing. All that shit, yo. It's different out here, bro. That dude don't just box. He is boxing. It's different. You know what I'm saying? You just a southpaw. You just a southpaw. That's a little bit big for your weight. You ain't even really big for junior middle. You know what I mean? Like, not really. Like, you got guys 6 feet tall. Look at Sebastian Fedora hat. That kid is like 6'5" at 154. You know what I'm saying? Spence is just a southpaw, man. That's it. You just a southpaw, bro. But you not Achilles Crawford. Nah, son. Nah. I be seeing all that goofy shit on Twitter. I just be laughing at that shit. I don't even argue with motherfuckers no more. Like, bro, if you still trying to sell that dream, B, you deserve to wake up. And sooner or later, you going to have to because it's going down. It's going down. You know what I mean? Spence ain't never wanted nothing from Crawford. Spence is actually afraid. He fears the power, bro. He fears the power. The Nebraskan power. For Bastian Sundora. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Crawford destroys Crawford is like Thanos and Thor mixed with dark side, bro. Like he just gonna destroy everything, bro. Destroy everything, yo. You know what I'm saying? They can't fuck with him. They can't fuck with him. And there's a lot of talk about this potential two-fight deal that's estimated to be worth approximately $25 million. Two-fight deal that's supposed to be worth. This is just what I saw. It's not confirmed. So, take it with a grain of salt. But they're supposedly offering Terrence Crawford a deal, two-fight deal worth an estimated $25 million to beat the fuck out of Thurman and the shit out of Spence. And I think he beats both those guys, I don't like making bold proclamations, but that's one of the few fighters that when he's involved in a situation, I'm very confident in his abilities. And I don't say that lightly because, look, even though I'm picking Josh to win tomorrow, I'm not confident in that. Now, when I'm confident, like I was confident that Fury would beat the shit out of Wilder again, I was confident that Yard can avenge the loss to Lyndon Arthur in the rematch. Those were situations where I was confident. Where I was like, nah, I really feel in my gut this is how it's going to go. When I'm confident about a situation, it's different. I've been confident that Terrence Crawford would be the first guy to stop Sean Porter for 2-3 years. I've been saying, every welterweight that the PBC has, he would stop. Every single one of them. And matter of fact, I'm going to put Last of a Dying Breed on the spot because I know he watched this channel. He says that he's related to Terrence the God Crawford. What I want Last of a Dying Breed to do is you get me Terrence Crawford on this show to fill questions because we are big Terrence Crawford people over here. And we have been for many, many years. When nobody wanted to buy the Amir Khan pay-per-view, I bought that shit. So I need you to give me Terrence Crawford for 30 minutes. And we'll do a Q&A with the fans for 30 minutes, man. If that's really your cousin, Last of a Dying Breed, get Terrence Crawford, bro. Right? Bud retires Keith. Man, technically, Keith already retired, B. Imagine thinking Keith Thurman going to do something to Terrence Crawford when he just went 12 rounds with Mario Barrios. This is the goofy shit that I don't want to argue about anymore. I'm not going to argue about stupid shit. I'm fucking old. There's a war in the Ukraine. Motherfuckers is swimming with girls and shit and winning medals they don't deserve. It's wild out here, right? All I know is if they actually put them in the ring, if you believe in Keith so much, then bet on him because he's likely going to go into that fight the underdog. So you should, in theory, clean up. If you believe the stupid shit y'all say on Twitter, call a bookie or get on Betfred or Bet Online or Bovada or whoever the fuck you could bet with and put some money on the shit. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and stop telling me about it because you don't believe that shit and I don't know why you want me to believe that shit. You don't even believe that shit. Facts. I'm putting mad bread on Bud. Yeah, man, like the fuck. If you really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really believe some shit, you gonna put your money where your mouth is. Like, the fuck? Shit is wild out here, man. Why Uncle Al about to do Keith dirty? Because he's useless, Dojo. He useless. Well, it's not, I don't want to be fucked up, but what I mean is Keith has said it more than once that he's not going to go up to 154. He said that more than once. I don't know if everybody be paying attention the same way I do, but I've seen him say that more than once the last 3-4 years, that he's not planning on going up to 54, right? So you want to stay at 47. Now, Spence, he don't want to give you the time of day. Doable fight, but he really doesn't want to give you the time of day. You done already fought Manny Pacquiao and lost. What the fuck else can we do for you? And what the fuck else can you do for us? What can you do? The most we could use you for is to keep Crawford busy in the interim, assuming that rumor checks out, assuming that story's real. We don't even know if it is, right? Country. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stupid shit in boxing that gets argued that don't need to be argued. Like, why the fuck are we? The dude just went 12 rounds with Mario Barrios. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck are we talking about? I'm about to post this link in the joint. I don't want to see 10 people in the chat, man. Sometimes it'd be too many people trying to get on at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And we see that Virgil Ortiz may be going up to 154 pounds very soon, at least according to McKenson. That doesn't come as a shock to me because I've been saying it the whole time that Virgil is a very big 147-pound fighter. He can't make that weight forever. He's very young. His body's still growing. That's likely why he ended up having that rhabdomyolysis situation. You know what I mean? Country was good, man.
What's good, man? What's going on?
Ain't shit, man. Same old shit, different day, man. Just same old.
How you doing, buddy?
What's good, people? What's happening?
We got a new person. We got Cinnamon Holmes in the building. What's good, Cinnamon Holmes?
Hey, what's up,
Hey, what's good, bro? Just wanted to drop in and say shout out from Chicago, bro.
Shout out to Chicago, the Windy City in the building. Yo, man, Chicago's a very real place with very real people, man. All right? It's a very real place.
Shot Town. Yeah.
All right?
Hey, I'm going to hop my eyes back in the chat, bro.
All right, bet. But yeah, yo, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr., that's supposed to be underway. So I'm going to just go around the board for a second. Country, you heard, what's going on. 2-fight deal. Just what do your instincts tell you? Do you believe the rumor? Because it's just a rumor. It's not confirmed.
Nah, I really don't. Just because of all the stuff that's gone on before. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it does happen, it's a smart deal for just a 2-fight deal for Crawford, and it would help the PBC because they're in problems too.
Yeah.
So I mean that could be the reason it would happen. But to be honest, that's I'll believe it when I see it. Because so far, man, they've done everything they could to freeze Crawford out from fighting any of their boys, especially Spence. So yeah, I'm skeptical.
Chris, do you believe the rumor? Do you believe they trying to bring him into the fold now? 2-fight deal for an estimated $25 million.
I do believe that rumor because at the end of the day, that's probably the only chance he's going to have of fighting a PBC fighter, namely Spence or Charlo. But do I think he's going to sign? No, because I think that money's too light in the ass. But hey, I have a theory about this. Hey, say Terrence Crawford signs, right? And he gets fed Keith Thurman, and he beats him within inches of his life, as he should. Because if you're the god boxer, you're supposed to smite people, You remember back in the day, Sugar Ray Leonard was supposed to fight Marvin Hagler in 1982 after Tommy Hearns. Remember that, Ray had this big ceremony in Baltimore. He brought Marvin Hagler out just to say he was retiring.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can see our Spence Jr. doing something like that. Like, hey, Terrence, it would have been a great fight.
Wow. You think he would do that?
Yeah, he has no. Think about it. It's Sugar Ray. We have to understand this. It's the same shit, just different generations. We have to understand in the 80s, Sugar Ray Leonard didn't fight Donald Curry. Sugar Ray Leonard didn't fight Harold Graham. Sugar Ray Leonard didn't fight Mike McCallum. We have to understand these are real things. Like, these are great fighters that didn't fight other great fighters. Sugar Ray Robinson didn't fight Charlie Burley. Sugar Ray Robinson only fought one of the Black Murderers Row fighters. So at the end of the day, it would be in line because you have to understand I'm the popular guy. People gonna like me irrespective of anything.
Yeah, so, but let's say this though. Errol ain't no sugar, man. Errol's sweet and low. You know what I mean? Like he ain't sugar.
We know that. We know that. But at the end of the day, the people that Terrence and Errol are more geared to, we have to understand this, is the people of that demographic. So at the end of the day, Earl and Terrence are more similar than they are dissimilar. So at the end of the day, Terrence wants to be the king of that market, right? And how does he become king of that market? By beating who? Errol Spence.
Let me go to Jay. Jay, Errol Spence ain't shit. Do you agree?
100%.
All right. I had to unleash. I just had to unleash. I had to unleash the petty real quick. But all fuckery aside, 2-fight deal that's supposed to be worth an estimated $25 million. Do you believe the hype?
No. I'm with Country. I'm very, very, very skeptical because with the PBC, it's like, despite the fact that they have certain behavioral patterns that we're used to by now, and despite the fact that they haven't had success with that, they just keep doing the same shit over and over again. So I mean, because it's like wash, rinse, repeat. It's like with the welterweight division, I'm sure they got their own set of plans with their own group of guys, Burrow and the Ugas. I mean, like I said, I'll believe it till I see it. But honestly, if the deal, like the rumor, does hold weight or any type of truth to it, Terry should take it. It's a lot of money for 2 fights.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm in agreement. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm and personally, I would love as a boxing fan to see him beat the ever loving shit out of Spence and Thurman.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. So that would just be glorious. So yeah. I mean, so I believe it till I see it. So
all right, now I'm gonna go to Alexis. Alexis, do you believe the rumor? $25 million, estimated 25 mil for 2 fights. Keith Thurman, Errol Spence Jr. You believe it?
I believed it until you told me 25 million. You know,
that's part of the rumor.
I don't think it's 25 million, only because you know, there'd be a lot of explaining they'd have to do to the other fighters, like Errol Spence and Ugas, who already unified, and Ugas who beat Manny Pacquiao, and they're not seeing guarantees above 3 million, 4 million. That I don't think it works like that. You understand what I'm saying? So as far as the 2-fight deal, first of all, it's a good. I would like to see him get the fights that he wants. I have like no ill will towards that. Like, I really just want him to go out there and prove what we all know, right? But I'm curious to know if he's going to go over there, and if it's a 2-fight deal involving 154, or is it a 2-fight deal involving 147?
Well, I'll say this, Alexis. I actually don't think that. I think I'm going with Jermell to win the rematch, and because I'm going with Jermell to win the rematch, I don't anticipate he's gonna stay there. He's been there for fucking years, bro. At 154, it's just been a long time that he's been making that weight. I anticipate, and he said it though. He did say it himself that if Errol moves up, he won't fight him. And he's going to vacate the titles anyway. That's what he said. He's not going to be dealing with Murtazaliev and the winner of Zug versus Gachet and just all these guys that are lining up waiting for him. I don't think he's going to stay there, beyond this year.
That's interesting. That's too bad. I would love to see Crawford Jermell.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
You know what I'm saying? That's a great fight, and it would serve to shit all over Spence and shit all over PBC fans. There was something I wanted to say, and I just se me fue el hilo, man. Se me fue el hilo. Damn, I hate that shit, man.
Yeah, I hate. It's a sign of old age, bro. We all getting old, and
getting closer to Satan. Getting closer to Satan.
Well, every day, Chris. Every day.
That's that New York charm, baby.
It's that shit, yo. But yeah, we got a good weekend of fights. I wanted to just go around the board.
Like 4 cards this weekend,
bro. We got like 5 fucking cards, and there was really is 6.
Yeah.
No, listen, it's really 6 because fucking Prophylactic had a card like a couple of hours ago. They had a card in Dubai.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Y'all didn't even know nothing about that.
Yeah, they had a card. M.A. Bustamante says probably will be a lot of fine print with the money. We'll get some payment up front, and the rest will go into PBC stock. Bud may be too smart for that. We'll see, bro. We'll see, because they are breaking character. They did break character when they tried to bring Jaime Mondongo over to Showtime. I didn't expect that.
Mondongo is sick, bro.
They tried to get Mondongo though. They tried to get Mofongo to Showtime. So I mean, at least they tried, right? I mean, we know that that's not. I don't. That situation was not Stefan Espinosa's fault. I placed the entire blame on Oscar in that situation, because look at what you're doing. You don't have a fight of equal value to put Jaime Mondongo in. You don't have a title for him to fight for. So why are you stopping him from fighting for a title? Is it because you don't believe in him? I actually think he can knock out Jamal, being honest with you. I think he can, but I've been wrong. I've been wrong.
I think Jamal can actually knock him out too, because at the end of the day, I know he didn't knock out Montiel. I know he didn't at all, but I think, Munguia has the style for Jamal.
He does. You're right about that.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
And if he does lose that fight, Jamal is some shit. But did you see this on Twitter that Little Mel or the real big brother?
Yeah, I seen that shit. But look, listen. Wait, let me tell you. Look, I seen that shit. Right, young guys yelling. I'm fucking close to 40, bro. I hear that shit, and I want to just turn the TV off. I don't want to hear that excited young bullshit. I like how Tim Tszyu conduct himself. He'll fuck you up, but he ain't gonna scream at you about it. Like, why I gotta yell at you about it for, bro? Just like his father. Like, I ain't gotta do all that shit.
Solid father.
Yeah, like I ain't gotta do all that extra shit to psych myself or become man, fuck all that.
Gasha was doing that?
Yeah, fucking Jermel was trying to hype up Jamal to fight David Benavidez, and he said that he would fight Jose, that Mel would fight Jose, and Moore would fight David. That's what he was proposing. But it was some young shit, like all that yelling, all that rah-rah shit.
Man, that ain't about to happen. Come on now.
It's the rah-rah shit that I'm like, yo, you ain't gotta be on, like, Crawford don't be on no rah-rah shit with his mouth. He be on some rah-rah shit with his hands.
With his hands, dude.
Yeah. With his hands. He be like, don't get it twisted. He be on some rah-rah shit. But he don't. I'ma yell at you, and like, man, get out of here, B. Like, shit. You know what that shit remind me of? That shit remind me of. Hold on, that shit remind me of Bruce Leroy and his little brother. His little brother talk all that shit just to get stuffed in a locker. Leroy chilling, he fucking vanity. He got the ball, and he don't be yelling at nobody, catching bullets with his teeth. Taipei, he don't be yelling at nobody. But the little brother, man, you can't shut the fuck up just so you can get stuffed in a locker. The little Asian kid was beating the shit out of people when they was all fighting. You getting stuffed in the locker. Be quiet.
I mean, like, what's funny? What cracks me up right quick is what cracks me up about the Charlos is like they always seem so angry because like Jamel, especially when he was doing that interview with Brian Custer, he came across to me as somebody like a preacher giving a sermon because this is how he was talking. Bob don't like Crawford. He over here done it.
Bob doesn't like Terrence Crawford. When he's no, but
Bob Arum don't like no Terrence Crawford.
That's
like no Black Fighters.
Bro, he was talking like he was on a pulpit reading from the Bob Arum don't like Terrence Crawford. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Julius, you gotta get a southern preacher. Bob Arum don't like no goddamn Terrence Crawford. You don't like him. You don't like no Black Fighters.
Really?
You gotta get a.
That is such a lie.
Yo, let me tell you something. The PBC wish they had a prospect as exciting and sharp as Bruce motherfucking Carrington. He beat the shit out that guy.
Yo, man, Bruce Carrington, bro. That's my man.
Brownsville.
Carrington, man. That is
I love
the
shoe, bro.
He beat the fuck out of that guy, my countryman, by the way. He beat that dude. But I wear my heart on my sleeve. He beat the shit out my countryman, my paisa. He beat the shit out of him the whole fight. And then he put the cherry on top and stopped him. It was beautiful, bro.
Listen, he's gonna get a title shot real soon, man.
That kid, he got it, man.
He's gonna get a title shot real soon. Real soon.
Got that dog.
Ain't gonna be too much longer, man. And that whole thing, how he's really put Brooklyn on his back. He's representing Tyson with that towel look. You know, a lot of that stuff that he's doing is bringing back all those old fighters from Brooklyn. He's got a little bit something in him, in all of that, man. I think it's beautiful, man.
Listen, let me decirte esto. Tú sabes cómo los puertorriqueños, they can't shut up about how Puerto Rican they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn is like the Puerto Ricans of New York. They can't not tell you that, like, yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, bro.
That's
I
a
asked
fact.
you.
That's a fact, my nigga.
If he put
That's
the whole
a
of, yo,
fact.
listen, if he put the whole of Brooklyn on his back, bro, his following gonna be crazy.
You know what I like.
Speaking of
I know what I like
Tyson-
about you know what I like about Shushu. It's like he's got IQ. You know, I can tell. Like pretty much, like okay, before that knockout came, right? I think he landed a couple jabs to dude, and his legs kind of went. Then after that, he finished him off.
Yeah,
Edgar can't do that shit. Edgar needs to learn shit like
man,
that.
listen, Edgar. Before we shift the focus, because I want to get into what you guys think about tomorrow's fights. Before that, what I'm gonna say is, look, I honestly believe the last two fights with Edgar, what they was trying to get him to do was be able to cut the ring off on moving targets, because that's what Kozaris and Steve Rose have in common. They move and punch, and he can't fucking do it. So I suggest get him away from the East Coast party scene, send him to the West Coast to the summit with Abel Sanchez, and have him run the same drills that Gennady Golovkin been running all these years, because he know how to cut off the ring.
Yeah, now, he's not as durable as Golovkin, in my opinion.
Nah, he not.
He can't take a punch like Golovkin.
You're right, though. You're right, though.
Never even been dropped before.
I want to start with Country. Everybody mute your mics except for Country.
Okay.
Country.
Yeah.
Got Josh Warrington versus Kiko Martinez 2 tomorrow. Josh Warrington is a fighter that has lost a lot of people's trust. It's been 3 fucking years since this guy actually looked all right in a fight. Do you have him winning tomorrow's fight?
No.
Oh shit, that was fair.
I think it'll be a good fight, but I think Martinez is gonna beat him. I do.
Oh shit, that was all right. Let me go right now. Country, mute your mic. Everybody, mute your mics. Chris, tomorrow, Josh Warrington is gonna attempt to become a 2-time featherweight champion. Can he do it?
We still have to understand this. Kiko Martinez was comprehensively getting outboxed until he landed those 2 hellacious right hands on Kid Galahad. Sometimes, the rusty shotgun has its one last shot, and I think it was that. I think Josh Warrington gonna pull it off. Hear me out. Mauricio Lara, pound for pound, hits harder than Kiko Martinez. Let's keep it a buck.
That's true.
And Mauricio Lara, just there's certain fighters that are just kryptonite to other fighters. So I think if Josh Warrington has anything left, because mind you, you only lost once, bro. You only lost once. A lot of people have to understand. You only lost once.
Well, Chris, don't.
The Galahad. I remember.
I was going to say that.
I know. But you Libra connection. I understand.
Listen. But you think he could do it, right? You think he could pull it off?
Yeah, because I think he has enough left in the tank, and I think his volume should frustrate Kiko, because he's long. I think he has longer arms, and I think Josh Warrington, not a big puncher by any stretch of the imagination.
Not at all.
But he has respectable power, and he's going to be throwing. I think he's going to be throwing a lot more leather at a guy who's a lot older. And I've never seen Kiko Martinez be liquid up top, making people miss and making people pay. Or does he have even the legs to get away from the salvo of punches that Josh Warrington may be throwing? But on the flip side, this is going to be my last comment. If Kiko Martinez does land something crazy, may the Lord bless Josh Warrington, because I don't think his chin gonna hold up.
No, I agree with that. I'm gonna go to Jay. Jay, who you got in the fight, and how do they win?
I got Kiko by stoppage.
Oh shit, got a lot of Kiko people on here tonight. How does it happen, man? How does it happen?
Yeah, I got him, but I just I'm with Chris. It's like my head is saying Josh, but my heart is saying Kiko. But I just think Kiko wants one good one before he maybe goes out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe hopefully. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say that Kiko made the decision that Josh Warrington is afraid to make, because we all see the state of Josh Warrington's hairline. And Kiko is a more courageous, like you could see, like look at the picture. Look at the picture. You can see that Kiko got the courage that Josh don't have. Like, yo, bro, just fucking do it, bro. If you gotta be Lex Luthor, bro. I'm gonna go to Alexis. Alexis,
is he the CW Lex Luthor or just what is
it? Nah, he Kevin Spacey Lex Luthor. He Kevin Spacey.
Don't bring that dude up. That dude is a horrible person.
Allegedly. He is, but he's a damn good actor, and I don't give a shit. He's still verbal. He will always be verbal on Usual Suspects to me. And K-Pax. And
Kaza Sose, bro.
He's Kaza Sose. He's not verbal.
He gets a pass from me for life for that role, for real.
Alexis, who do you got winning tomorrow's fight? Josh Warrington, Kiko Martinez.
I'm just amazed at the collection of garbage, and everybody's fighting for which one is going to come up from the top from the pile of rubbish, from the Kid Galahad and Warrington and Kiko Martinez. I'm going to say Warrington because Kiko Martinez was there to be had. He was there to, he was supposed to be a win for Kid Galahad, but Kid Galahad just isn't that good. I don't understand how long I've been hearing about Kid Galahad, and then he shows up and lays eggs all the damn time. I don't get it. And so, it's crazy. There's just people that you hear about forever, and it's like, whoa, and then esa la porquería que tipo es.
Manín, así fue con Rolly Romero. I kept hearing about him, and then when I saw him, I was like, yo, this has got to be some kind of a fucking joke.
Exactly. You know who was that? I was just thinking about him today, as a matter of fact. Fucking... what's his name? Chris? What the hell was this guy? Colbert. Little B-Hop. You know how long I heard about Little B-Hop?
Bro.
Little B-Hop this, Little B-Hop that. The legend of Little B-Hop.
Coño, pero déjalo quieto, manín. Por lo menos he took his loss like a man.
No, he didn't, actually.
No, he did. He didn't make excuses. He said, the better man won, and,
No. This is what he did, okay? He said, yeah, I'm not going to make excuses, this and that. Then he puts his arms around the dude, which I don't understand how that dude let him put his arms around you. Yo, me esa vaina me prende la sangre. Because he was still trying to, like, stun the dude. Like, the dude just fucked you up for 12 rounds. You still trying to stun him. Like, I'm still in charge. I'm still the man. Like, that nothing happened. I'm still like, that's not the way to receive that fight. There was no humility in that.
So lo que tú estás diciendo es que he's going to go to Pro Bellum.
So I got Warrington. To make a long story short, I got Warrington. I think Kiko. I hope he wins. One more thing. I always thought this dude that Kiko, because I know you're Dominican, right? Yeah. I heard Kiko is always like a Dominican thing. I didn't know that they use that in
te voy a decir, de verdad, en la vida enterita mía, all the Kikos I've ever known was Boricuas. I never
really.
De verdad, all the Kikos I ever knew was either Boricua, and I met like one Cuban that his name was Kiko. But I never met nobody de la República Dominicana named Kiko. I met some Rigobertos, but not no Kikos.
No, Rigoberto entró. So Kikos, is it on Dominican? I always thought it was a Dominican thing.
I'm not going to say that it's not, but I'm going to say that I never met a Dominican Kiko. I never met one.
Well, the dude being from Spain really fucked me up. I'm like, what?
So, ese tipo da duro ese tipo, 30 knockouts, 30 knockouts, bro. He can punch. We got to give him that.
He's older than
35. Déjalo quieto. He's not even getting prostate exams yet. I want to go to.
Hey, yo, come on. Why you bring that up?
I'm just saying that he's not that old. He's not that old. Right, I'm gonna go to.
But he old for a little dude though. 126 pounds at 35.
Bro, them little dudes age like motherfucking like they full of preservatives and shit, bro. Like he cool. He's cool.
You're supposed to age real young when you're in the lightweights, bro.
Yeah, so them guys age slow. I'm gonna go to Electro, Jed, then Leo. Electro, Warrington, Martinez. What happens in a fight?
Warrington is going to school him for the entirety of the fight. That's basically what's going to happen. What happened between Kiko and Kid Galahad? that was a direct that was a direct result of the fact that Galahad, he didn't make weight the day before, and
That's true.
he had to continue to try to make weight, and that affects a fighter. That takes
That's
something
true.
away from the fighter, and that took his ability to be alert enough to stop Kiko. And because normally, I'm not saying Galahad was anything special, but that's a move Galahad does. That's something that Galahad is not susceptible to. Not like that. Not to that degree.
Well, to your point, Electro Jet, and I'm just giving a little piece of what I said on the weekend video that I just uploaded. But one thing that people keep forgetting about that fight is that kid kept switching. He switched off the southpaw, and when he switched off the southpaw, the right hand started landing. Like, yo, don't just be switching for the sake of switching. You know, if you're going to switch, it got to be a reason you doing that.
You got to commit to it.
Yeah, real shit. Like, if you going to switch, it got to be because you about to something. When he switched, both times he got knocked down, right? You know, the first time he got knocked out at the end of the round, it was because he switched. Then he came out southpaw. Like, it was wild because it's like, okay, if you switch to southpaw and then you got knocked down, in the next round, be orthodox. So he can't land that right hand because you
Can I interject, bro?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say this. You know how someone is tired and mentally lethargic? They do things that are uncharacteristic. I.e., let me give you this. Remember the second fight when Tony Harrison was completely dominating Jermell Charlo? Once he got tired, he started doing the tweak shit that he's known to do. No, think about it. I've been watching him since Willie Monroe, Jared Hurd, and Jermell Charlo too. Every time Tony got tired, he lost the fight off of some tweak shit. So now let's juxtapose that to Kid Galahad. Kid Galahad, for all his faults that I like to see, he's a pretty good fighter, man. Look what he did to Jazz Dickens. Look what he did.
No, he did. Listen, hold on. I'm gonna say this. Look, he's a good fighter, but what Electro Jet said actually supersedes everything that is true. Kid Galahad was killing himself to make that weight. And honestly, you want my honest opinion? I do think I don't make excuses, you understand, but I got to wrap my mind around what I saw. And when I try to, I'm with Electro on that it's not just the switching, though. The switching is why you got hit. But the reason you couldn't take the punch is because you was killing yourself to make 126. Kid Galahad is not a small featherweight. That dude got wild muscle for a fucking featherweight. So, Electro, you saying that Josh Warrington is going to outbox Kiko in the rematch, correct?
Right. He's going to dominate. He should dominate. If not every round, most rounds. I feel I don't look. I'm not gonna delude myself whatsoever. Warrington is no puncher. He's no knockout artist. But I mean, he's had a few. But he's gonna outbox Martinez. He's gonna school him. And it's gonna be perfect because right now, in my opinion, Warrington is not that favorable a boxer right now, but he's a better boxer than Kiko at this particular time. Kiko younger?
Kiko's older. Kiko's older. Like the reason that Josh Warrington look old is because he got an old man hairline. Whereas Kiko, Kiko looks straight line because he made the commitment. Like, no, I'm not losing hair. I have no hair. Listen, I respect it, bro. I respect it. Like, nah, fuck, I ain't gonna be out here combing. You know, I ain't gonna do it. Like,
I comb my shit.
I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just saying that Kiko looked younger than Josh because Josh got an old man hairline. If Josh should make a real decision, like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rock a baldy, but I'm gonna have a beard. Bang. And your shit is tapered, looking fly. Bro, he gonna get all the joints and leads, B. All the joints.
Oh yeah.
Now let me go to Leo.
Oh, he's gonna look like Smallville Lex Luthor.
What's up, Leo?
You might, yeah.
I'm gonna go to Leo.
Guys.
Leo, Warrington versus Kiko Martinez 2. Who's winning this fight?
Josh Warrington by decision. I think Josh Warrington is gonna get dropped in this fight, but it's not gonna get stopped in this fight. I think it might lose a couple rounds it might look in trouble, but this is not gonna look like the first Lara fight. Kiko has the power. He can hurt Josh Warrington, but he's not gonna get stopped, and he's gonna pull off the decision.
Okay. Second fight. I'm gonna start from the bottom to the top. All right, Electro. We got Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gaucher Butter. Gaucher Butter. Gaucher.
That literally sounds like that shit could be a butter.
You went there, man. You went there.
Right, we got Terrell Gaucher Butter. Now to Gaucher Butter's credit, he is a former Olympian. Stylistically, when you look at him, he does appear to have a slight advantage because he's not going to make himself available to Tim in all the ways that a lot of guys have in the past. Does Tim Tszyu win this fight?
Yeah, Tim Tszyu's gonna win this fight. Tim Tszyu's gonna hurt him. I'm not gonna lie. He's gonna hurt him. That's what I'm gonna keep it that short. Tim Tszyu's gonna hurt that guy.
All right. Leo, you got Terrell Gaucher, who likes to float his lead hand. This is what Terrell Gaucher likes to do. He does this fucking shit. And when he's doing this shit, he's touching you with the lead hand. And if you try to step in and do anything, bang, counter shot. Can Tim Tszyu win this fight?
Yes, I think he's gonna stop. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go to Alexis. Alexis, I'm very high on Tim Tszyu. I think he has the same inner warrior spirit that his father had. The spirit of the warrior is consistent with the Tszyu name. If you've seen Nikita Tszyu, he's a bad motherfucker. Kostya, Tim, Nikita, they're all bad motherfuckers. But the question is, Tim Tszyu gonna win tomorrow?
He definitely is, and the proof of that is that Gaucher Butter is just another one of those names that the PBC keeps floating around, and you think there's somebody, but they're not. The same shit that happened. You know what this fight is going to resemble? This fight's going to resemble
Creamery Butter?
No, Butayev. When Butayev got
that's
who's that guy he fought?
Jamal James.
Exactly. So Jamal James is Gaucher and all those dudes that you hear all floating around, the people those are those. And then Butayev came, right? And then Butayev came from the matchroom side where he was fighting, where he fought the dude from Top Rank that took Peds to beat him. What's his name? Vesputin. That it was him. It was Butayev. Butayev is supposed to be Ugas. Why? Because Vesputin was what Ugas was after he beat Butayev by cheating. So they stripped Vesputin, and they never gave it to fucking Butayev. They just took it away from him. They never gave him a shot. They put him to go through the whole rigmarole when he got beat by the guy for a belt while he was cheating. I don't understand that.
Por eso es que él está enfogonado también porque...
Exactly. That's the story behind that. So then Butayev comes over, they give him Jamal James, and you think, oh, Jamal James, get to let Jamal James, and the beat of Jamal James. And he's like, Jamal James, Jamal James, and you never know what the fuck he do, right? He sees on the ring with Butayev, a real dude, and he gets beat the fuck down. And that's what's going to happen with good shit.
I go hold you.
That's what's going to happen with good shit.
Let me read the super chat. Warp Speed says, is Camboso's second best off the week? I don't. You know why I don't do that? Tim Tszyu, Kostya. It's more than just one victory with Kostya. Like I understand that what George did was great, and I get it. Like I got a lot of respect for George for what it's worth, and I hope he has a great career. but I can't put you in there with Costia yet. You know, Costia is Costia. You beat Lopez at a good time to beat Lopez. I'm not holding you. It's a great victory. You were the underdog. You did it on the road. It has to be respected. But now what you need to show me for you to be in that Costa Zoo conversation, you got to beat Devin Haney.
But the guy's not asking you to put him in the conversation with him.
He is if you saying that he's the second best behind Costia. You think that?
No, he's asking like, there's Costa Zoo. Who comes next? That's not putting him in the conversation.
Jeff Fennick.
Thunder Down Under. What's that guy's name? The other guy, Thunder.
Fennick was a badass.
Yeah, like I just.
Fennick is better than Costa Zoo, bro. He has more.
Stop.
No, yes.
No.
Yes.
Let's not. We can't do this. We should.
Yeah,
Jay.
more title wins and he fought better fighters.
Jay. Tim Zoo, Terrell Gachet Butter. What are we looking at?
Y'all not about to like what I'm about to say.
You think Terrell's gonna beat him?
I think Terrell's gonna knock him out.
You think he's gonna knock him out?
Yeah, a potential banana skin. See, I watched that Lubin fight, and I think Lubricant lost that fight. He hurt Lubin, he schooled him, and I just think this is gonna be a banana skin for Tim. He's gonna get found out and exposed on this night.
Woo! Hot take.
All right.
Hot take.
Hey, one second. Hold on. Get the fuck! Come on, Tim gonna knock this fool out of you. Kidding me?
No, you wasn't being serious.
Come on, Tim by KO. Come on.
Yeah, is it April?
That's why he got. I'm like, it's not April yet.
AJ's always doing this stuff, man.
Yeah, he got it.
So I'm gonna go to Chris. Chris, you know, we've seen a lot of Terrell Gachet over the years. We saw him with Lubin. We saw him with Lara. He's coming off a second-round knockout win over some guy. Nobody knows who the fuck he was, but that was a year ago. Should we be worried?
Should we be worried about Terrell Gachet? I always give respect to the Olympians, especially the Ohio Olympians. So I'm not going to go on some AJ off outlandish shit, but I'm going to say Tim wins this fight. But hey, Tim's going to have to make it convincing because at the end of the day, they might play games. And Terrell Gachet is a serviceable guy. He's an underachiever. We thought he would do something in the 154-pound division, but he's still viable. We can't act like he's not a viable guy.
I want to add to Chris's point because that's true. He's serviceable because the guys that fought him, they didn't look good fighting him, though. That's what you got to remember. Lara didn't look like...
Right, but who fought him?
Lara, fucking Lubin.
Exactly. I just told you. There's a bunch of fucking dudes over there that make each other look good. I'm telling you, bro. Lubin.
So wait. Let me see. Let me wrap my mind around it. You saying that the PBC is the fat friend or the ugly sister?
The ugly sister and the fat friend.
The ugly fat sister?
That's a bunch of them, and then you get one that's kind of halfway cute, and you think, oh, shit, pero esta tipo una estrella, compared to every other garbage that you see. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
I'm telling you, I'm putting Lubin. That's another guy. The Jamal James, the Joshua, the Lubin. But put him in a real position. Bang, it gets exposed. I'm telling you, it's the same story over and over again, bro.
Julius, make the Jamal James an Instagram clip. That is hilarious. In the Jamal James, in the Jamal James.
I am. That was gold. I gotta go to country. I've been all around the world, all around the board. Everybody feels that Terrell Gachet is going to get smoked like a pack of cools. Do you? Do you feel that way?
Like a pack of cools?
You smoke like a pack of cools, bro.
Smoke like a pack of cools. I like that. That's funny, man.
But I mean, like, you know, because I see the guy and I see a guy who fights negative. This is the thing, right? Tim, I like what I've seen from Tim. I honestly like everything. And for the people that he's been fighting, I'm okay with the people that he's been fighting because that's who he should be fighting. You know, he fought Jeff Horn, Steve Spark, Bowen Morgan. He fought the guy that he fought, Takeshi Inui. He fucking made Jaime Munguia look really fucking bad, bro. Really bad.
Oh, Jules,
How bad was
he made a
Jaime
believer.
Munguia struggling to
I'm
make
in
weight, man?
Munguia, who I told you was a PBC fighter. Okay, I'm telling you, it's very consistent.
Damn.
Hey,
That's
Jules.
just rude.
Hey,
Go ahead, country. Go ahead, country.
So here's the thing. I think it'll be a good fight, but Zoo is gonna channel his grandfather's influence, his father's timing. He's gonna come out on top, whether it's by points or a stoppage or KO. But I definitely think he's gonna win. Gachet, he's not only the ugly sister, but that's the one that they say, but she has a good personality.
That's OG. That's
Oh, yeah, damn, dog. Like I thought I was being hard on Gachet till I did this live. Like I thought I was being hard on him. Like,
Oh, good shit, man.
Motherfuckers is awful out here, B. Awful. So
But real quick, no cap. You like no cap. Like I think, but Tim, he made a believer out of me after watching that Takeshi fight. It's like the only thing he didn't do was drop and stop him. He dominated that guy from start to finish.
Here's the thing about Tim. He's inherited that old school flavor from his dad and his grandfather.
Yep,
he keeps busy. He fights at every 4 months or something like that.
Yep.
He's doing everything that the most modern day fighters are not doing. That's going to take him a long way. He's not turning down any fights, and he's beating people. Now, is he invincible? No. But he's going to go a long way, especially with that ethic. And he's already showing beautiful signs of being a great fighter. I mean, how can you not be behind him as a fan? You know?
I agree. I mean, instantly, like I was watching him fight during the pandemic. I was like, yo, this fucking kid is good business. But we got to move on. Let me read the super chat. No, I read that one already. All right, now we got this Gervonta Davis. You know, he's having a little titty attack. He's mad at Floyd. Floyd didn't give him, or Leonard didn't give him the split peas and applesauce. Country, because this is periodic with him. Like, oh, you don't want to. It's like my son. My son likes to take all the ammo out of the guns and put them in his pocket, and then when I take it from him, he starts crying. It feels like that. Like that's what it feels like. So I mean, country? Do you expect anything at all to come from this, or is it just more of the same?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it to you this way. On the surface, it's just talk. I'm hoping that Davis does leave Floyd and LOB and get to somebody else and get out on his own, because I think that's the only way he's going to salvage the rest of his career and actually become a star.
Exactly.
Because he'll be able to actually fight some big name people instead of Floyd and Ellaby holding him back and going, oh, well, we're just going to fight in-house. And, that's bullshit. And
it is.
There was another creator that was saying that was the okay thing to do. It's not. Because, I mean, when he fought, what's his name that looked like Avatar?
Mario Barrios.
Huh?
Mario Barrios.
Yeah, Mario Barrios. And then Isaac Cruz. I mean, nobody knew I like Cruz, but nobody knew who the hell he was until he fought Davis. Okay? He was just some little short kid from Mexico. Which that's cool, no problem.
It goes back to what Alexis just said, that he fights Mario Barrios, and all of a sudden, Mario Barrios. Listen, bro, all you did was lose to Davis.
Look at Ellaby's words about Barrios. Well, we already know who. Nobody knows who he is, and what he was saying about how, he was basically saying that nobody cared if he fought him or not, and. It's like, why would you, if you're actively promoting Tank Davis and Tank is supposed to be a great star, why the hell would you do that to him? See, I think they're hurting him, and Tank ain't young no more. He's not 23, he's 27. He's approaching 30. It's time to get out there while you still have a shot.
Yeah, because he does. I'm glad you said that because he actually, if he look, I don't know if he's gonna get out, but I'm with you on this that if he gets out there now, he actually still has time. 27 is not super old, but he does have time to where, yeah, if you get out now, you know, you start auctioning off your fights to the highest bidder. The thing is, I don't know that he has the mentality for that because not everybody is business minded. It's not right or wrong. It's just the way things are. And
Right.
it seems to me that Leonard has not just been making promotional decisions on his behalf. He's been acting as his manager almost. So I'm like, well, if he were to get out there, who's fucking managing him?
Well, that's why he needs to join, like, you know, maybe Matchroom or Top Rank and get help with one of the promoters there. I mean, you know, look, there's a risk in everything, but if he doesn't get out there, his star, whatever star he is, they say he is or he was, it's gonna fizzle, and he's gonna be, what he could, he could have been, but he never was. That's what he's gonna end up being, and that would suck.
All right, now let me read these super chats. Shout out to my man JB Bourne. Big up the Bring IQ Boxing Talk gang. Shout out to my man Dennis Flaherty, who says, wouldn't it be great if Tim Tszyu lands the right hand in the second round, sends Gaucher Butter down, then he tries getting up but falls again doing the chicken dance. Oh! Homage, yes. The chicken dance. Immortalized, and YouTube highlight reels.
Oh.
All right, so I'm gonna go down to Electro because he didn't get the chance to chime in on the Gervonta Davis situation. Do you feel that anything at all is going to come of that? Like, because Gervonta's saying this is the only new thing about the latest flare-up. He's saying that this is the last fight of my existing contract, as if to say that he's going to explore his options. Do you think that Gervonta Davis is on the eve of leaving Mayweather Promotions?
I wish he was. I really do, but I do believe that Mayweather is gonna, finagle his way in there and convince him and promise him that he's gonna do shit that he's not gonna do.
Yeah,
and that's what's gonna happen. And as far as him going to Top Rank, man, he's too old for Top Rank. They don't take
even that, man. Let me tell you something. Bob is not about wasting time, bro. Like Bob, like, look, man, this is what we gonna do, and you either with that shit or you not. Like, one thing I like about Bob, and let me say this, and Alexa said this first, but let me remind y'all, Bob is not on his hands and knees praying to the boxing gods, get me Canelo. No, y'all could do your thing with Canelo. Y'all like do your thing. I'm not doing that, bro. All right. We probably, when the smoke settles on Better Beav and Smith, then we got something. But I'm not gonna do what PBC did. I'm not gonna do what Eddie did. I'm not doing all of that. You know what I mean? I don't have to do all of that. We got a good thing going over here without all of that. Feel me? And that's the type of promoter that he is because he's confident in his product. That yes, Canelo is a special fighter, of course. But we develop pound for pound fighters all the time at Top Rank. We got a couple of those already. You know what I mean?
Top Rank always has the best packages for the newer fighters, and
they do.
But once they get older, Gervonta Davis is like way past that age for that. Come on, think about it. Really, he's way past that age of that new boxer, and I don't think Gervonta Davis is going to go for all this. Like, you're going to do this, and this. Oh, you don't want to? Goodbye. You got to sign this. You're gonna have to at least sign between 5, 7, or 8 fight deal.
I mean, one thing about Davis that I'm very I don't see a future. Like, when I think about, like, how is this gonna end? How does it end? Does it end with the big fights and the big lights and the big names? Because I don't really get the sense that that's how it's gonna end. I don't know if it's gonna be like a Broner type situation, or maybe maybe the reason I can't see past a certain date with my psychic Capricorn powers is because Rolly's the one, and that's not joking around either. Maybe Rolly's
the one.
He might be.
Can I interject?
Yeah,
beat him.
Yeah.
So basically, this is what I think about Tank and Mayweather. Tank and Mayweather have the similar mentality. They're not going to leave each other because you have to understand Tank is afforded certain luxuries that he would not get from top ranked Eddie or anywhere else. And coupled with another thing, Tank does not, in my opinion, does not look like he has the savoir faire, uh, 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 promoter wise, business wise. I think he's inept, and I think he's just so socially awkward that he's only attached to an antisocial hood crowd. No disrespect to him, but if you see how he moves, that's truly what he is. He's not a boxer. He's one of those. He's one of those guys that, hey, I'm a talented street fighter. I know how to fight, so I'm gonna leverage that to for my lifestyle. He's not someone who's consistently in the gym.
Listen, he's the kind of guy. Look, he's the kind of guy that puts frozen vegetables in his ramen noodles. That's what you're telling me.
God damn it! God damn it! But let me finish this up. Think about it. If he goes to top rank, he's gonna have to deal with Shakur Stevenson.
But Shakur beat the shit out of him, bro.
Yeah, he might have to deal with Jamel Herring. That's a winnable fight, but that's still a tough fight. So think about it. He might have to deal with
real competition.
Teofimo. He might have to because he can make 140. You see, he's not disciplined to make 30 or 35. He can make 40. So if he makes 40, I don't even think he beats Jack Catterall. Now let's
shit.
Whoa.
Oh,
and I want you to see my face when I say it. He's not
hot potato right there.
He's like,
Pass that shit on.
Leo, let me go to Leo real quick. Leo, does Gervonta Davis beat Jack Cataract?
Kakarot.
Casserole.
I don't think. Look, Julius. I think the best thing Gervonta Davis can do right now for his career is sell his name.
Yeah.
Because the Isaac Cruz, that fight, for me, told me everything I need to know about Gervonta Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Maybe you didn't get beat, but most of Gervonta Davis' offensive was neutralized.
Yes.
But Isaac Cruz,
Yes.
it wasn't Vasily Lomachenko, it wasn't George Cambosos.
That's true.
Isaac Cruz that neutralized most of your offensive. So what's gonna happen when you find the whole package?
Exactly.
The guy with size, with power of his own, with speed, with technical abilities. You are not ready for a 50-50 fight, and probably never gonna be ready for a 50-50 fight.
El Diablo. Te lo voy a decir, mira. Regis Prograrius, who I'm very much a fan of, he beats Gervonta Davis.
He knocks him out.
When Davis was getting hit by Cruz, look at the look on Floyd's face. He even turned away from looking at the ring, man. He was just like, serious. They showed it on camera. I was like, wow, look at that reaction.
Yep. The chickens have come off the roost.
Because Tanks is not supposed. Look, if anybody was a tank in that fight, it was Isaac. He was the one coming forward, walk through the shots, bobbing, weaving, slipping, jabbing, hooking, all that shit. He was the tank. Isaac Cruz is Tank Davis.
Speaking of which, did you know Rolly took 9 years of judo?
Bro, no wonder he be trying to wrestle guys.
I didn't know that. I found that out, man.
His sister's a judo champion. She's really pretty formidable at judo, actually, too.
All right, go ahead, Alexis.
All right, so from a pragmatic point of view, the original question was, is it real or is it not? The beef with, So I could see where the beef may be, something to get people talking about him on the way to his next fight. Does he have a fight coming up?
Yes, he does.
Yes, with Rolly Romero. So yeah, it makes sense. Now, does what he bring up also make sense? So the thing with Gervonta Davis is I'm with Leo. Leo's the guy that sounds like Mauricio Suleiman, right?
Yeah.
So I'm with him.
Leo, you're not Mauricio Suleiman, are
I
you?
keep thinking he's Mauricio Suleiman.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Leo, send me a WBC belt.
All right.
Oh shit.
So
Send me your address.
So what I'm saying, so check this out. So I'm saying that I'm with Leo in that he is in a very safe cocoon. Right? He is in a crib surrounded, with the borders, with the rubberized pads and shit, and the borders. So he can't fall out and can't hurt himself with the wood around the crib. He's in there, right? He may appreciate it, but he also knows that he's not making money. That bullshit that they're flying around, that this and that he makes in Florida, he's not making money. He's not making money.
I think the beef is real, but I don't know if he'll leave.
All right. So the thing is that he says some real things about, they put my tickets on sale a month ahead of the fight, like I'm Michael Jackson and this and that. He's worried about his dough. All right. He's starting to figure this out. He's starting to see that he ain't really tracking much more than $1 million, if that, and $1 million, and this and that. He's not with that program. He's also a good friend of Adrian Broner, and Adrian Broner might be in his ear. You know what I'm saying? So then.
Well, listen, you heard what Broner said though. He said they trying to do that to my brother. Most people assumed he was talking about Robertista, but I didn't know.
It's Gervonta Davis. So what I'm saying is this, right? He could also be in a space where, like, this is my last fight here. I can go make some money fighting Lomachenko. And the thing is, as far as Top Rank concerned, they would not give him a long-term contract. They would not give him. They didn't give it to Crawford. They're not going to give it to him. They would take him on a fight-to-fight basis and say, this is what we have available, which is what they wanted to do for Crawford. You can make this money fighting this guy, make this money fighting, and you can go anywhere else and fight whoever you want. That's that's the relationship that they want with fighters that are not that they can't really make money with, or that they are not bringing up from the root, from the ground, right? So that's what they wanted to do with Crawford. You want to be gone, fine. And we got a Josh Taylor fight, and we call you back if we got this fight. That's what how they used to work with Sugar Ray Leonard back in the days, with Marvin Hagler, it was fight to fight basis. And everybody takes what they call that, chances on the fight. We're gonna get into be partners. So Gervonta Davis may be offered a fight with Lomachenko. Lomachenko would be great. That would be a big money for him. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to campaign at 135. The truckload coming into 135 and him against what's his name? El Chamaquito that's gonna fight Valdez, Shakur Stevens, or him against Valdez if it's gonna at 135, whatever, any configuration there. And the power move that I really wanted to talk to you about.
Wow.
What is that? What is that? Women and men now. Damn. Women and men before, and yeah, man, está cabrón, brother. So let me tell you something. What the power moves, if it comes off, this shit that I'm hearing about that Haney Cambosos is about to take place on ESPN, that is like the power move of power moves, bro.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw that the boxing voice that basically, per Nesta Gibbs' sources, that ESPN is captaining the ship. And I'm like, look, I didn't want to do a video, but I'm glad that you brought it up, because I didn't want to do a video about another video. You know what I mean? Like, until it's confirmed, I have nothing to react to. But if we're going to address that, man alive, would that be a power move? And Devin Haney is not in a position to reject it. No, exactly. You're not.
And Julius, I've tried to say to people, this is different. What Top Rank's doing is fucking different. They're just owning a portal. They're providing content. Forget the promotion shit and this and that and the other. They've been given the keys. If you're gonna do a deal with ESPN, you have to talk to Bob and Todd DuBois. Nobody else is giving that kind of key. Nobody else has any kind of exclusive. No, the Zone, the Fox. You can go to Fox and get it. You can go to Showtime. They just showed you.
I got a Fox deal. I got a sitcom coming out in the fall.
What? No. How about this kid?
And you didn't tell us?
The kid that just went to Showtime. That's the 147.
Jaron Ennis.
Jaron Ennis didn't have to go through Heyman to do nothing.
Exactly.
You understand? So this is the thing, and Gervonta Davis might be seeing this, and might be like, "This is where my money is." If he wants the safety of the cocoon, he stays with Mayweather. If he wants the money, he leaves.
Yep.
Pero tú sabes lo que también, you have to have the mentality, the capacity to see that through. You know what I mean? Because what you said about the safety of his current situation is true. You got a lot of guys that do your thinking for you, your talking for you, make your decisions for you. How do you go from that to, well, now I'm gonna broker deals on my own behalf? You know, like it's in other words, you know how Teofimo.
You have to make it sense. You have to be consistent.
You know how Teofimo. You know how hold on. You know how Teofimo has David McWater, and he has his perspective, and Top Rank have their perspective. Whereas with Davis, it feels like Leonard's not just your promoter. It feels like he's your fucking manager too.
Yeah.
So you don't have that other person with that opposing view to help you carry that out. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go somewhere else, bro. We getting out of this shit.
And it's his deal ending with TMT. Does that mean that his deal with Heyman's ending?
Bueno, I mean,
you know what I mean. So it's a whole other thing, but it's a lot to unpack there. But it's very interesting, man. Very interesting.
Him and AB were also really close buddies, though, and AB has probably has some influence on him, and is telling them about, Heyman.
That's who I think AB is talking about, country.
That's what we're saying.
That's who I think. All this time that AB been saying all that shit, right? I'm like, listen, he talking about guys getting ganked on pay-per-view, right? Now, I don't think that he buddy with fucking Andy Ruiz, right? Nah. I don't think he buddy with Keith Thurman, right? Nah. So who could he have been talking about that, they tight, and that's how because that's the words that he used, my brother, my man and them, right? Like, who you cool with? Who's your drinking buddy? Gervonta Davis. Who been on pay-per-view the last 3 fights? Gervonta Davis. That's who we're talking about.
Who was in those pictures where they actually looked like they was kissing each other, remember?
Hey, and Jules, this is what bothers me the most a little bit about this. It's these, and again, I'm this whole thing. Me and this cat named Brian, I don't know on Twitter, we started going in on Keith Idis, right? And the thing is, because these boxing writers, man, you say Top Rank has a problem or Oscar has a problem with a fighter, you know what I mean? They make a damn 10-page article about it, right? Yeah. They go in and that, and Crawford says, I'm happy, and this and that, and he's complaining, this and that. Here is Tank Davis saying, where's the articles? You know what I'm saying? Broner said that this and that is going on for a while now. Where are the articles? Where is this guy? Look, this guy's, it's no expose, it's no less.
Yo sé, déjame
decirte. Crazy. It's crazy.
Sé, hay un grupito. Look, I respect what Marcos Villegas has done with his channel and his coverage and all those different things. Pero a él se le ve que, mira, you trying to, like when they was talking, when Canelo was going to make his decision, he was just pumping that PBC shit. So I'm like, bro,
yeah, man.
Like, stop, dog. Like,
pom-poms.
Yeah.
Pom-poms.
Do you think
straight out.
Hey, Alexis,
that's what we getting.
Alexis and Jules, can I ask you guys a question? Al Heyman is a music guy. He understands payola. He understands squeezing people's pockets. I'm putting out an allegation here.
I know what you're going.
Unfounded allegation. So, do you think he's paying some of these publications not to expose him? Because you have to understand, one of his most prominent guys, the guy he started PBC with when he fought John Molina, is outing him, and no one's had, and that hasn't got any traction.
Say it again.
You gotta remember, Adrian Broner outed Al Heyman basically about the 360 contracts on Queen's Flip. Why hasn't that not got any traction? My allegation is, and I'm asking you, this isn't a question. Do you think Al Heyman is greasing people's palm for them not to be so inquisitive about his business?
Let me answer your question. Do you know how BoxRec is all screwy now? It's been screwy for the last 3 years. That the ranks have never. The ranks are all over the place now. They changed something about the algorithm about 2.5 to 3 years ago. 2.5, 3 years ago, those ranks, even the divisional ones, they all made sense. Even the pound for pound ones wasn't as terrible as they are now. And I'll go as far as saying that I think Al Heyman paid them to change the algorithm to accommodate something that was going on with Wilder and Fury. I honestly believe that. So when you ask me, do I think he's paid members of the media to run spin or to keep certain story? 100%.
But Montero says
matter of fact, that would make sense because like I remember going on there not too long ago. I think it was after Tank had a fight with it was either Davis or Cruz, and he was like, I think it was Gamboa or just one of them, but they had him as like the number 1 lightweight above Lomachenko, above
exactly.
I'm like, what?
He's in the pound for pound rankings on ESPN, bro.
Listen, the ranks
that shit don't make no sense.
The algorithm has been it's supposed to be something that governs itself, and whatever you changed about this algorithm, it does seem to be quite favorable to some of these fighters that don't deserve these ranks. And I didn't want to nitpick, but I'm like, look, if you're asking me, do I think that today's journos in the sport are being bought? Of course they are. Of course they are. You crazy? Look at how Marcos Villegas was behaving at the prospect of Canelo fighting. Like some of this is common sense shit. Like I ain't even going to try to sound smart, right? Bivol is an unbeaten light heavyweight. Why you trying to tell me that you more hyped to see him fight Charlo? I don't understand that. Ain't no motherfucking way. Like you telling Charlo that looked like doodle with Korobov. Charlo that couldn't knock out Brandon Adams, couldn't knock out Montiel, couldn't even drop Sergey Didivianchenko. You telling me you more hype to see Canelo fight him than a light heavyweight that could beat Canelo? Nah, they paying you, bro. They paying you.
But the thing is, you can't be surprised that's been actually going on for years.
Exactly.
It's been going on. I'm 56. I've been watching this fight game for a long time. And you see this go on. One of the reasons why I left boxing about 20 years ago is because I got fed up with this same exact bullshit. And we had a better class of boxer back then.
Yeah, we did.
In all the ranks. Like today, if you see my avatar, this is exactly how I feel about Gervonta Davis right now. That's it. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about
it. I mean, it really illustrates Gervonta Davis in all his glory. What I'm gonna say to Electro's point, and we've talked about this, Alexis, that the difference between today's pundits and yesterday's pundits is yesterday's pundits were being paid by the Post, by the Daily News, by the network, whereas today's pundits, and I'm not knocking them, they're freelancers, and they rely on relationships for exclusives, relationships for access. So they don't get to ask the hard questions, because if they do, it's going to affect their bread and butter, whereas before, man, I work for the fucking Post. I don't work for you. I work for the Post. I'm going to ask you what the fuck I'm going to ask you, and you might not like it, but I'm going to still ask.
And now, if you notice what they're doing now is that these boxers and these trainers are going to certain channels that will feed into their narratives to feed to spin the story they want. And you see that going on, and that's how they do it now. We have more access and faster access to information faster than we ever did before. So it's easier right now to put a spin on, like what you're saying, like that Canelo is avoiding Charlo, and that's more exciting than a Bivol. So y'all lost your mind. You got to have common sense. But it's easy to spin that when you can get involved with channels that will go in the direction you want them to go in.
And I want to add to your point that that's definitely the case because and this is a big part of the reason why I'm not an interview guy and I don't aspire to be an interview guy. I enjoy being a boxing fan. I don't want to be an interview. I don't want access. No, I don't want to have Joe Blow come here. I want Terrence Crawford to come on for the Q&A. I ain't going front. I'm a fan of Crawford, but you don't see me. Oh, I'm trying to get this guy. I'm trying to get that. And I know that I can, but I don't want to. Well, I like being interviewed. I mean, I like being a boxing fan because everything these days turns into a lot of fucking ass licking. And I'm not trying to lick no ass. Fuck that.
And a lot of these dudes are very emotional, and a lot of these dudes can't keep it a buck with themselves. And you don't like. It's like you don't want to meet your idols because it's a potentiality that your idol's a dick. Yeah. That's just like that in boxing. Yep. So at the end of the day, like you see how Jamal Charlo, right? Jamal Charlo smacked that guy's camera away from him, and he tried to act tough. What if that was a fan of Jamal Charlo? You see how these boxers act. Yep. How these boxers act. I can understand why boxers do act hostility, because at the end of the day, it is a horse game. Let's not get it misconstrued. They do sign up for this, but it is a horror game. It is a game that, hey, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, but you encapsulated it. You encapsulated it perfectly, Chris. That's how I feel. That like, look, I rather admire from afar and appreciate it for what it is, but I don't want to actually meet a lot of these folk. Why? Because what if they're an asshole and I'm not going to enjoy it the same way? I ain't here to meet you and shake your hand, right? I ain't here to talk to you. I'm here to just enjoy the shit that I'm watching. So as long as I'm doing that, I'm cool, which is why I never wanted to be an interview guy. I don't aspire to be an interview guy. Like, there are channels that they mostly rely on the exclusives that they get. I'm not knocking them because that's their bread and butter. I'm just saying that what they're doing is different than what I'm doing. I'm just using my imagination. You know what I mean?
But your interviews be on point, bro. Like the thing is with you have objective interviews, and let's really keep it a buck. I will always say this. I know your humility will not let you accept this praise, but hey, like through your interviews, you've gotten people like Jessica McCaskill, who else? Alicia Baumgardner, to name a few profiles that they would not have at all, bro. Like, let's keep it a buck.
All right, let me just say this, right? The interviews that if I do one, right, it's not for the same reason. Like, for example, the only reason I went as far as getting the interviews that I did was at the request of the subscribers. Like, yo, they would, people was telling me like, yo, they would like to have someone yada 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 on the channel, right? But this is not a channel that relies on those interviews for revenue. Like ES News, he got to go everywhere.
Your interviews are good though, man.
They are. Hey, but you can see that this is not an interview channel. Like ES News goes everywhere to all the different boxing clubs with the camera. You know what I mean? Like there's different channels. They rely on different things. Me, I just use it as a medium for my hobbies. Speaking
of interviews, because how much Tyson was squirming when Jamal was giving all the excuses.
Oh my God! Can I rap about that a little bit? Can I chance this, please?
Yeah, man. Because I was rolling there. Mike was checking out his skin, trying not to like grab him and yell at him and say, "Quit being a punk!"
Like, yo, bro, it's like you now finally see that, yo, Jamal Charlo never really wanted to smoke with anybody. He's quite content with just getting his money and just being a good lapdog for the PBC.
That's like, because they got a script. Listen, they got a script because I think it was Alexis who said this over a year ago on a live. I remember it always stood out to me that he said it. Andre Berto, I believe it was, a couple of years ago, made an announcement that it's open season on everyone, that they're going to put everybody in hard fights. And if you sat down and thought about that, what it implies is that, what are you guys working like off a schedule, a pie chart? Because you need to make an announcement that you're going to be in hard fights. Man, it's hard fights every day at Top Rank, bro. Right. Every day is hard. Every fucking, look at Chung. He went from fucking Baranchik to an unbeaten guy in fucking Holt. Like, yo, dog, that'd have been a PBC fighter. He'd have been going for 2 years behind that Baranchik fight.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
See the top rank, the top rank
every
dudes.
Answer that Jamal had, Mike would cringe.
Yeah, that, like
the top ranked dudes. They ain't on the those are good.
My bad, but like, yo, you see it, like, yo, I hope people understand this. Within the first seconds of that interview, he said, "I'm waiting for Canelo," but no, the politics are different. He even said to Mike, "I'm waiting for Canelo," so he was going to give up his O, not fight Demetrius Andrade, not fight any dude. He probably wasn't even going to fight Munguia. Let's really keep it above.
Listen, to be honest, right? That's why I don't pity none of them cats. Like, whenever I see a dude, like, nah, I don't pity you, dog, because you know what? You know, like, you wouldn't have made it in the Hagler era. That's what you telling me. Look at how much shit Hagler had to go through just to fight for a belt. You ain't had to go through that. You didn't. So you wouldn't have made it. And you sitting here talking about, I'm waiting for him. Brody, you got fights you can have in your own division that you need to worry about. Now, you waiting for Canelo. I'm so glad that you didn't get the fight. Why? So we can laugh at you now for that stupid shit you did.
I'm laughing.
You know,
that shit was stupid. Go ahead, Alexis.
I was just going to say, because you guys kind of like touched on something that made my mind segue into a thought that illustrates this, how tough it is somewhere else. First of all, I want to say that there has been a lot of fighters at Top Rank that would probably be undefeated in the PBC.
Of course.
Case in point, this kid, I think he's going to fight tomorrow's undercard. On Showtime. Adorno. They put him against Jermaine Ortiz. That was one of the best fights of last year. All right, Jermaine Ortiz, who he's getting a lot more shine over the showbox route, right? Jermaine Ortiz, he even fought, and I wanted to see that rematch so good. Jermaine Ortiz, Dominican from Boston, Joseph Adorno, Puerto Rican from Philly, Pennsylvania. We just had all the things, and the fight was just a great fight to look at, and I thought a rematch was warranted. Didn't happen. But what happened at Top Rank was that they let this kid, they gave him his walking papers, because after that he blew weight, and it was like a show, another kind of like showcase fight in Las Vegas stuff, and he blew weight. They gave him his walking papers. Get out of here. His brother, who had they found him and his brother, they gave him both their walking papers, because your brother wasn't shit. We got him because of you, but now we don't want you here. So both of y'all out the door. So then.
That's not fair to his brother. His brother was a good fighter, though.
No, Andy Ruiz.
Jeremy, but check this out. This is the thing. Now he's fighting on a Showtime undercard against who? Michelle Rivera.
No, pero también, mira, esta es la cosa con Rivera. Okay, he looks all right, but now we're gonna find out, because when you fight a top ranked fighter, even a faded top ranked fighter, like even I bring up Andy Ruiz, right? Andy Ruiz wasn't like nada especial para top rank. Que we're gonna build a nest around you, you know, because you know, tú esto y lo otro. But no, he was just top ranked fighter, you know, nothing. And they let him go like, no, the thing with Andy. Like, I remember I seen Bob talk about this shit. Like, yo, that dude. In a nutshell, what Bob said was that, he ain't nothing.
He ain't up to our standards.
So that he could go to the PBC and be on pay-per-view. So you telling me the top ranked throwaways is PBC's pay-per-view attractions?
By the way,
happened over and over again.
Could I add a couple things? Could I add a couple things real quick?
Good.
Okay, so has anybody ever seen the movie 127 Hours?
Oh, no. I didn't see it.
Okay, well, that's how long Bob Arum has left. Anyway, now that's
that's not right, bro. Why would you say that? That's not right, bro.
AJ, like we said, getting closer to Satan, baby.
Every day.
I mean, now a second thing, like, because Chris actually touched on this, and I just want to illustrate on his point. It's like how that fan he assaulted could have been a fan of Jamal. Like, I mean, does anybody remember? I mean, like, I think that's another example of why I think Jamal isn't what he is, or what people most people make him out to be. Is because, does anybody remember the little confrontation that they had? His brother had with Jared Hurd? Jared slapped. Jared shoved Jamel, and what did he do? What did Jamal do? You stood right there and didn't do nothing. You just walked
like, listen. I'm not going to knock the whole state of Texas, but I'm gonna just say that, like, yo, those some different, like, that's a different, like, you a different kind of cat, fam. You came up to New York and them girls got you. Feel me?
Word.
The girls got you.
Damn, Julius, you brought that one up.
No, porque esa clase de vaina no debe like that. Look, let me just be honest. That shit should not be like you got got by a couple. Not even they stuck you up at the ATM or they caught you on a humble on a late night. Now you got by a couple of girls. All right.
You was grub. You grub.
What they give him a Mickey or something? Or
yo, they took like I think he had like this is how big a dickhead he is.
100K. Like 100K.
You running around like this is what I mean, and I'm like, yo, I don't know.
300,000 in that fucking bag or some shit.
Like, yo, what's up? Like, and this like, why you running around with that kind of loot? That
you ain't Floyd, bro. You ain't got that. You shouldn't be flossing shit like that.
And how Danny press you, like, I don't think. See, we've talked about it, right? We've talked about it before, but we didn't illustrate how, like, yo, bro, for you, all the air left your lungs when you seen that. And Danny was cool. Danny wasn't.
Danny said, "Oh yeah,
let me finish."
Yeah.
Danny wasn't wilding like, "Oh yeah, let's," you know what I mean? Like, nah. He just, I've been classy. I love Danny Jacobs. Win or lose, I love that classy dude. Just pressed him without doing nothing, without saying a lot. His little man. Like, look, did you see the dude that was Jamal man? That you talking more than Jamal. You're talking more than Jamal. Like Jamal the boxer. So let the fighters had a conversation. Because I
wanted Daniel to lay him out, bro. I wanted
somebody to just shoot him. Like, yo, kill that motherfucker, man.
Yo, remember what Daniel was saying?
You bugging. You can't kill him.
Because he was mad. Yo, it's because he was mad. Like, he was mad. Like, yo, shut the fuck up, yo. Who the fuck are you?
You remember what Danny was saying? Talking like I'm touching MJ. You ain't even touching M's.
I know what you're touching. I'm touching them.
It's not even. It's not exposed. Mira la cara que cuando él vio Danny Jacobs, el espíritu se le fue como que, ay, Dios mío, ahí está el Danny Jacobs. The fear of God got in him, man. His little man, hey, like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro.
Yo, bro,
I understand that dude.
I don't think
like that little yap dog.
You know what that dude, Jules? You know what that dude is? That's the perfect definition of an A-class yes man.
Yo, nah. You know what? That's the dude that'll get you into shit like the fighters start because of his, like, yo, bro,
his
like,
ass.
bro,
exactly.
That's the guy that needs to deep throat the gun, bro. Somebody,
like, if it go down, who the fuck are you gonna beat up, bro? You like
nobody.
Be quiet.
I mean, even after the end of the competition with him and Jamal, like they kind of like like shook hands a bit. And he's like, man, don't shake his hand. I'm like, man, get your ass out of here.
Yo, I swear to God, the first time I see, I'm gonna let y'all in on the serial killer secrets. Be the first time I seen that video, I swear to God, I was just fantasizing about stab. Like, yo, shut the fuck up, fam. Like why you talking?
I knew the Capricorn came out of you.
Because it's stupid. No, because look, little stupid shit like that. Like, yo, dog, Jamal is the fighter. Jamal is the fighter. Danny is the fighter. You try to make it about you, low key. That's what you doing. Like, yeah, they gonna remember that. She's like, yo, shut the fuck up, fam.
But like, yo, if niggas would have knocked, because if niggas would have knocked him the fuck out and really violated him, he would have sued. He would have sued. Bitch ass niggas.
That's yes. Because you know, it's certain words that I don't say. They're not in my vocabulary. So say it for me, please.
These niggas is bitch ass niggas. You heard?
Like, really? Like,
bitch ass niggas. Like, brother, like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm hearing that shit. Like, yo, I remember hearing them. Like, if I was Daddy, all you would hear is,
like, when I first seen that video, I was like, yo, why didn't he slap this little motherfucker? Like, why are you talking, fam? Who the fuck is talking to you, fam?
And he was in New York. I'm telling you, bro. The Charlos would not have made it back to Houston in one piece. The New York niggas.
No. I'll tell you what. We'll send the Charlos back to Houston. We keeping him. We keeping him. He stays in Brooklyn tonight. He's like, yo, you what? Like, yo, who
Yeah.
are you talking to like that?
We on that
Damn.
murder shit? Yo, we on that murder shit, Jules?
Yeah,
I
I'm
went back
just,
to
yo,
back with
that
you,
video
I
blew
go
my
home.
listen. That video blew my like this, and with that, right from that video, that's when I realized this the kind of these the kind of people that you keep around. You no wonder you like that. You got
But
this
you have
little.
to keep it a buck, bro. Jules, let's keep it a buck. Sorry to cut you off. Yo, that is the majority of all successful boxing camps that are black. Let's really keep it a buck. It's just it takes a special fighter just to
Yeah, but I don't
stay
hold
right
that
away
against
from
him.
them.
Look. My man, Aaron Pryor, he had a dude that would walk behind him yelling, "It's Hawk time," right?
Of
But
course, it's Hawk
time, when it was Hawk time, though, that actually meant to see, because you got a hype man. I ain't mad at you. Like, nah, like Marvelous Marvin Hagler changed his name to fucking Marvelous, bro. I'm not mad at that. But let it mean something, fam. Like, yeah, like you got this
because Pryor, my nigga, like, bro, like I looked at Pryor. I can understand why Chavez did not want to fight, dude. Oh my God, Chavez. Like, think about it. Aaron Pryor versus Roberto Duran.
Aaron Pryor in today's 140.
Oh my God, he'd be murdering.
Oh no! Oh
people.
Jesus! Nobody would fight that
Golly,
man. Nobody would fight that man.
Yo, Sugar Ray Leonard did not want to give him the fade. Imagine Josh Taylor having to fight him at the World Boxing Super Series final.
Let me tell you something. Aaron, yeah, y'all know the story, but I want you to just wrap your mind around this. Aaron wanted to fuck up Sugar so bad. Then when
he really did.
He wanted to fuck up Sugar so bad under the lights that when he found out that he wasn't gonna get it because Sugar retired, he stopped the car, pulled over to the shoulder to cry.
Yes, I heard about that.
Could you imagine wanting to beat the shit out of somebody that bad? Like, nah, I gotta pull
wow.
I heard about that. He did. That's
He's an animal, bro. Them niggas were animals, dude.
He got reduced to tears. That's some shit right there.
That's what I'm saying. Just hear the words. He wanted to fight Sugar so bad that when he found out he wasn't gonna get that, he had to stop, pull over to the shoulder to weep.
You gotta remember, bro.
That's when Sugar first retired, right?
Because of the retina shit.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, how could you want to beat a motherfucker up that bad?
I'm an animal. I'm a feral animal from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm poor. Okay. Yo, let me tell you this. This guy used to beat up on Tommy Hearns and all them dudes in the amateurs. The dude was 5'6".
Yeah,
like, yo, you have to understand this. You have to, literally, by every stretch of the imagination, that dude is a Wolverine. Yo, you got to understand this. Remember the first fight with Arguello and he got hit with that 2-piece in the 13th or 14th round? And he went nowhere? He went absolutely nowhere.
That dude chin was made out of fucking vibranium. He got hit with bombs. Didn't go nowhere. Don't stop coming forward.
Didn't even blink at all.
Bro, and he had his faculties till he died.
He had Panama Lewis in his corner, though, right?
I ain't mad. Listen. It's a cold world. I ain't mad at the dirty shit. Yeah, you had epinephrine in the joint. It is what it is. B. Everybody doing something. We gotta stop. Like a lot of people make a lot of that. I don't. Why? This been a dirty game, bro. It been a dirty game.
Jules, you want Pedro?
And the second fight, he beat him. He beat him quicker. The second fight, he beat him quicker.
Worse. Bobby says Aaron was capped. He never moved up from 140. I ain't mad at that because if you wanted the Sugar fight, like, bro, what I'm gonna move up from 44 if the fight that I wanted is not there? Like, I'm not gonna get it. Like, I ain't mad at that.
He had severe comp at 140. People don't understand, yo. Bruce Curry was at 40. There was a lot of good fighters at 40, bro. Take your pick. 35. 40, 47, 54 back in the 70s and 80s. Those 4 weight classes, bro, you didn't really need that. You didn't really need.
Motherfuckers needed exorcisms in them weight classes, bro. You needed a priest for them. It was monsters. All monsters.
Pryor never fought Duran, did he?
No.
Who?
Aaron Pryor. He never fought.
No.
If they would have fought, people would have died watching that shit.
Yeah, that would have been a hell of a fight, man.
People would have died watching that. Like, bro, could you imagine Durant and Pryor? Yo, dog.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All that stuff that he was doing to Sugar Eric Pryor would have stopped that.
Listen, man. All I'm gonna say is
they never would have been the same again after that.
Yeah, but Durant was a different kind of cat. B. Let's not play games out here.
At 135, 140.
Different kind of cat, bro. Like that's a different dude, bro. Like, nah, I don't know about all that. Like, see, you want to get Pryor. I'm gonna tell you this. Stylistically, Pryor had the style to disrupt Leonard. Pryor had similarities, the volume, mid-range to inside. Those is the things about Durant that bothered Leonard. Mid-range to inside, God throws a lot of punches, low key, little bit slippery to where he gonna ride the punches and slip the hooks and all of that. The same things about Durant that bothered Leonard are the same things about Aaron that would have bothered Leonard. So if you put two guys like that together against each other, bro, somebody gonna die. Somebody gonna die.
Imagine the exchanges between them when they start trading the hook.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
I ain't even gonna lie. I favor Durant, bro. Durant went all the way up the middle. Let's stop the cap. Let's stop the cap.
I got Aaron Pryor. I got Pryor, bro.
Nah, bro. You're not gonna beat Durant at his game, bro. Like, nah. Bro, especially not at those weights.
Bro, hey, Chris, Durant went all the way up the middleweight and went the distance 15 rounds with Hagler.
With Marvin Hagler, come on,
he did Iran Barkley. But we talking about 140, and we talking about a guy who could do the same thing.
That's a better weight for Durant.
And it's athletic. And he's more athletic too.
You wow. Let me read the super chat.
I got Aaron Pryor.
Bro, Durant. This for you, Chris. Bro, Durant was more slick than Aaron. Hold that, Chris.
I feel you. Hold that. Aaron can be slick too. We can't just come on, man.
Manos de piedra.
Nah, he's special. Just like him. He's just like him.
Now, on that note, I'm fucking old. I need to go to sleep.
Peace, brother. Good time.
Always a good time, y'all. I'm gonna go live. I am gonna go live tomorrow for
how many cards? I'm
gonna go live for both of them shits for Warrington, Larry. Yeah, I'm gonna go live for both.
So and before I go, guys, remember LL Cool J did not have to do that in Too Deep to that dude. And LL Cool J is a Capricorn. Remember?
Yo, come on. Come on, B. That was a script, fam. That
was a scene that he put in there. Listen to Omar Epps. Peace.
All right.
Wait. And Jules, how was Halloween Kills?
Yo, that shit was mad good, dog. I can't wait for Halloween Ends. That's this October. Yo, that shit. Listen. Most horror flicks suck. Not that one.
Okay. Really? Good shit. I just saw the first one, not the second one.
I just watched the shit. I think it was on HBO Max. I seen the shit. Watch that shit.
Okay.